My Heart of Thanksgiving is in full swing, and I have got some fun pocket ideas and page ideas for you today. I'm showing you 3 ways to use a pumpkin pie for pockets. Here we go, y'all. Well, hello and welcome to Pink Paper Peppermints. My name is Melissa and I am so glad you're here. Today is our second week of the My Heart of Thanksgiving event, and if you don't know what that is, I've got some info on the screen for you there. You can go to my website, pinkpaperpeppermints.com, and find out all about it. It is not too late to join us. If you are in October, November of 2021, go to my website and join us. So my journal is getting really thick, and if you want to know how I made this journal, I will put a link below. I've got a video that shows you how I made this fabric journal, and I had some questions about how I was going to bind it, so I just wanted to show you what I had planned to do was do a traveler's notebook insert type binding where I'm going to put a couple of eyelets top and bottom with some elastic, and this is another journal that I did that same way, and you can see here I've just got some eyelets at the top and the bottom. And then on the inside, you can see where the elastic is strung through those eyelets, and that's what I wrap my inserts around. And I love that because this is a journal that's in progress, and I'm able to pull the pages out and sew on them and work on them, and then just put everything right back in. So I have another video where I show how I did this type of binding with the Traveler's Notebook insert, and I will link that below. So this is our devotional, and if you're signed up to do My Heart of Thanksgiving, and if you want to know how to do that, just go to the link below. You will get this in your email every Sunday during October, November of 2021, and that is a gift from me, that the devotional that goes with this. This is the Traveler's Notebook insert, and that is something that you can purchase separately, and this is the brand new November prayer journal kit. Now this is not part of My Heart of Thanksgiving, but I made it to coordinate with My Heart of Thanksgiving since it came out at the same time, so I'm doing both of those. So I've got both of those in my book, and then I've got some envelopes from the kit and everything set up to go. I got this vintage bread tin. I can't remember. I want to say it's Oventex. I don't know, but isn't it so pretty? I love those little starbursts on it. So that's what I'm keeping all my supplies in. So what I wanted to show you first was how I'm putting my pages together. The Traveler's Notebook insert comes with a set of pages, and then what I normally do is add pages, like junk journal type pages in, and I've pulled all these pages from vintage cookbooks to add into my book. Now, because they're all different sizes, they don't obviously just fit right into my B6 size book, and this is be the same if you had a standard Traveler's Notebook insert. And so what I do is I use a page template, and I just go through and pick what I want, and I see which direction that I want to put it, and then I take pieces and I sew them together to make it the right size. So the one piece that I have that's not from a cookbook is this one. It was from a crochet instruction piece of paper, and I really liked it. I got it in an estate sale, and I love the colors. And then you can see here this turkey, and what I did was took some of the vintage wallpaper pattern paper from the kit and just sewed it to the edge where that picture didn't go all the way to the edge. I hope I'm making sense. And here I put together, this was a word that said Thanksgiving at the top, so I just cut it to size and sewed it to the other one. Basically, I'm just piecing together these different pieces of ephemera to create the pages. Now this one was a couple of book pages that I just sewed together, and then I folded the bottom up to create little pockets, and then sewed the 2 pages together. And then again, I've got cookbook paper where I've just sewn some of the pattern paper from the kit to the edge. I used a little leaf stitch on my machine, which I thought came out really cute. And then I've already added a little piece of ephemera to this one, and that's what I'll do. Once these pages are in my book, I'll begin to just add ephemera and different bits and pieces and work on them. So I love the pie ones too. You know, those are my favorite. Pie and mashed potatoes on this one, so cute. And so then the other thing that I wanted to show you was my prompt card. Now this will be part of the starter kit. If you sign up to participate in My Heart of Thanksgiving, you get this kit for free. The bread part, not the little teacup, that comes in the ephemera kit. And so I just put that the teacup has a scripture about sustaining on it, and so I thought it went well with our word for the week. And then I typed all the words from the thesaurus, the synonym words, in that prompt card as well. And now I've got all my pages all put together in my book, mixed in with the pages from the kit. And so I've got lots and lots of pages to work on. So on these papers, what I've done is just done some ink with some Distress Oxide inks and some dilutions, and did it in oranges and yellows. And this is a piece of ephemera from the kit. It's one of my favorite pieces, and the ephemera for this kit is a huge, it's over 125 pieces of beautiful fall and vintage ephemera, so I think that you will really like it if you don't have it yet. So I've cut the people out now, and I just want to create a column down the center of my page, and I'm going to use a little bit of lace and maybe some stitching, and I've printed out these words. There was a verse from our hymn of the week, which is What a Friend We Have in Jesus, that talks about how we suffer needlessly because we don't bring things to God in prayer. And that's something that I've been struggling with a little bit this year. Some personal things that I haven't been taking to the Lord in prayer. I find myself trying to fix them and then realizing that I haven't talked to the Lord about it. So I wanted to create a page to remind myself about that. And so I'm stacking all these pieces up down the center, and I'm pulling out this verse, and I am going to kind of use it as part of my column that I'm going up the center of this page. And I'm going to put all these pieces and glue them down with a little bit of art glitter glue. And that has become one of my new favorite glues. I love the tiny tip on that. Y'all know I love my Fabrifix, but art glitter glue has become a favorite for little tiny pieces like this where you just need a little bit of glue. So now I want to work on this other page, and I know I want to use this pink vintage chenille somehow, and I'm just kind of playing with my layout. I kind of felt like the negative space of this piece was kind of representing how it is when we don't pray. On the one side when we do pray, and on the other side when we don't pray. So I wanted to give that feeling of emptiness on that one side. And then I went back to my column and played with that a little bit because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I just added a little bit more lace to the bottom to fill in that gap. And then I decided that I wanted something in the background, but something that wasn't too heavy. And so I decided sequins would be a good idea. I really love mixing sequins and sparkly things with vintage. I really like the look of that. And so I added those to kind of create the rest of my column. And now I'm back to this negative piece, and I think that I want to cut that white edge off. So I do that and come back to the chenille. And I don't know if you can see it on the page, but I've also added some sequins there to kind of carry over that theme to the other side. So there's a little bit at the top left and a little bit at the bottom right. And now I'm just taking a scrap of ephemera and writing needless pain, which was the words that really stood out to me from that verse, and adding those. And I've got some pattern paper from the kit that I'm adding to the top and bottom here. I'm wanting to create a line that's going to draw your eye from the red in her dress to those scraps and kind of through the two pages. And so I added some ephemera and sewed it all together, and that was this page complete. And I really like the feeling that this page gave me. It was exactly what I was looking for as far as that emptiness with the missing piece on that side. So the other thing that I wanted to show you was my cover page, and I decided to use that giant pink 5 from our ephemera kit because if you don't know, this is the 5th anniversary of the My Heart of Thanksgiving event, so we're having a lot of fun with the number 5. And I knew I wanted to make that the center, but I just wanted to stack up lots of little bits and pieces from the recipe books, and I used one of the giant journaling tags from the kit for the base. And what I did was, these were made from vintage wallpaper, and what I did was fold it around the paper so that on the other side I've got kind of a little tip out to use when I get to that page. And so I've got that on the base on the front and the little tip out on the back. And I printed some ledger paper from my Ledgerly collage sheet collection on the back of those tags. And I'll probably add some ribbon or something to the top there that will poke out of the top. So I just stacked that all up and sewed it together. I typed my title on it. And then I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've created like a little hidden pocket with that. And inside that pocket is our printable prize for today. Now, this is for Saturday, October 30th, if you are watching. And in the live chat right now, this is your printable prize for joining us in the live chat, is the set of flashcards. If you are not joining us at this time, these will be in the shop at the end of the event, and if you like them, you can get them there in the shop, and I will have a link to that in my profile. And the other thing that I have for you before we wrap up is our Bonanza game number. And if you don't know what that is, that will be a link in the description below as well. We are playing a game for My Heart of Thanksgiving, and you've got a free game card that you need to fill out. And your letter and number today is 17, letter E. That's 17E. So make sure and write that down. And I'll tell you one more time before we get to the end of the video. So this is a pie from the pie mini book that you saw there. And I thought it would be fun to show you a couple of pocket ideas with this. This is actually the cover of the mini book, but you can cut it into pieces and make pockets with it. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just cutting the pieces, and I wanted to sew it, but I didn't want to sew on the cover of my book. So I just sewed the pieces of the pie, and I'm going to glue them down to the corners to create these fun wedge pockets. And I'm again using the art glitter glue, and I'm just going over where the stitch line is, kind of over the stitches with the glue, and then I'm lining up the corners with the corners of my pages. And once that dries, I've got some really cute little kind of scalloped pie pockets. It's just fun to say, pie pockets. Another fun way to use these as pockets, and you see me tucking in some journaling cards there, is to take that other half of that pie and use it on 2 pages. Now, if you wanted to use it on 2 pages, you'd probably want to cut it and glue it in the corners, just like we did before. And once you did that, then you could tuck in all kinds of little tags and little bits, and I think that would be a really cute page too. And then one more fun way to use the pie as pockets is to cut that shape in half again with 2 pieces, and then just overlap them with the round edges on the inside, and you've got kind of a layered pocket effect with the pie. And you can tuck all your little pieces in there, and you could do the same thing. You could sew it or you could glue it. You just want to make sure that you leave that inside part open to tuck your pieces in. So I've got my flashcards all decorated up here. I've added some lace and some ribbon and some silk leaves, which I love to do with those, and kind of created little tags out of them. And that wraps it up for today. If you are not joining us for My Heart of Thanksgiving, I hope you will go to the link in the description, pinkpaperpeppermints.com, and sign up and join us. We're having so much fun. And if this is not October, November of 2021, we do this every year at the same time. So still go to my website and look for that sign up information. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a week filled with peace and grace, and I will see you next time here on Pink Paper Peppermints.